All right, welcome to South Asian Man Evolution, episode 2. Episode 2, South Asian Man Evolution. So, weekly call-in show, Q&A, as we get some people on. It's going to be answering some questions relating to dating, self-improvement, leveling up your life as a South Asian guy. So, wait to see people come on, join the stream, give it a little bit. See. South Asian Man Evolution. If any questions, drop them in the chat. Don't see anybody on yet, so I'll give it a couple minutes. Damn. All right. Well, no one comes on in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes. I guess we'll call it a day. So weird because last time there was like a lot of people watching, but this time it's like it's dead. Fucking dead in here, man. Yeah, give it it's not a couple minutes, while. This is the perks of having a small YouTube channel. You don't just go live and everybody just starts joining in, you know? Dang, 4 minutes in, no one's watching, joining the stream. So weird because last time there was like 4 or 5 people already in the stream room. Now there's literally zero. Maybe I just use this time to play around with this thing, get more familiar with it. All right, got one person watching the stream. If you have any questions, go ahead. You know the drill. Drop them in the chat. Also, you can join the stream as well. Link is in the chat to join the stream. If you want to join the stream, if you have any questions, go ahead, put them in the comments. Got any questions? Go ahead, put them in the chat. Actually, put a 1 if you can hear me. I don't know if put a 1 if you can hear me. Yeah, bro, I guess you are. Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Yeah, Gaza, you are the only warrior watching this at the moment. All right, dope. You got any questions, bro? Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess it's kind of a hit or miss sometimes when you got a small YouTube channel, but I guess this is your time to shine, man. One-on-one. If you want to come on the stream, I dropped the link too. That's the link to join the stream if you want to come on. Go ahead. Let's see. Hairs have grown. Surgery works well. Yeah, man. You got to do what you got to do, you know? Looks max best you can, and hair transplants do their thing, man. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. They restored my hairline quite a bit. So, yeah, excited to see the future outcomes. It's been about 5 months. No, it's been like 4.5 months since I got the hair transplant. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in another 5 months for sure. Do you got like any other questions? Dating, self-improvement? Let me know. You know, it's crazy. I'm using my laptop camera. It's always something. It's like the microphones has tech issues. I got like a webcam, but it's blurrier than like than this camera that you're seeing me on right now, which is weird. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like there's always tech issues, man, but we in here. I'll figure it out as I keep doing this. See, we got 2 people watching. Got any questions? Go ahead. Drop them in the chat. Or you could join the stream by clicking on the link, the StreamYard link. Yo, Naaman, do you have an ID? And can you confirm that you're at least 18 years or older? How's it going, man?
Fine, bro. How are you?
Pretty good. Do you confirm that this is live and I can use the clips I choose?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. How old are you? Are you at least 18?
20.
All right, dope. How can I help you, man?
Nothing much of a help. Like I do watch you. I saw you are live, so just thought that let me see you. And I was shocked that am I the only warrior? Only it was showing only one watching, right? So I was like, oh, I'm the only one out there.
Yeah, I mean, last week there was a bunch. There was like 5 or 6 people. But I just gotta like get my timings better.
Like I have two opinions on it. Firstly, like I am happy because I got time to like have a conversation personally with you, but at the same time I'm bad because the cause you have made that channel, like you are helping out people from our subcontinent to look max and to look good. But still, like there are pretty shit channels here in India who just do shit but still have major followings. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Like, what other guys do you follow?
Mainly I would say some politics shit and like even the diet you say your diet is very important in your teenage years. Like like it says if you have a good diet you will automatically have a great like height physique. Like it's the it not just in physical matter, even in like mental matter, IQ and all. But here in India it's like our parents are very controlling in nature. Even you are an Indian, you know that very well. uh, so yeah, let's see. But I do have convinced my parents though, like to like our mom and dad, when I firstly showed them like this is what a protein powder looks like. They were shocked, like is this some what kind of a drugs or what the heck you have been bringing. And I did explain them how is it and how it is beneficial rather than eating sugar coating teas which does nothing. But yeah.
Wait, so you said you showed your parents your protein powder and they thought it was drugs?
Yeah, because the thing is, they live in the misconception world. Like all their information got from WhatsApp, like fake WhatsApp messages from their other kind of people who just want to share like this all fake news. Like they do encourage people to not eat meat, uh, and yeah, like they don't think like how why protein is so important for growth. But yeah, this is how it is, man. I'm currently in hostel. I'm a student. I'm 20 years old. By seeing you, I started to work out, and it's going good. Like it's only
How's your
1 month.
workout going so far? How's your journey going so far in the gym?
It, it's good. Like it's good. Like I am following like a proper diet for me, and I am going like gains are not as much as it should, but it's just 1 month, man. I was skinny as fuck.
Bro, it's only been 1 month. You can't expect, the progress to happen that quick, right? Takes a little bit of
Yeah, yeah.
time.
I do know. Like
At
people
least
were
like
saying to me,
five,
have
6 months.
patience. Yeah.
You'll get there though. Are you following a good diet? You're tracking your macros, man?
Yeah. I am.
That's
Like
what's up.
protein powders and protein oats and peanut butter and all everything. Like I do eat meat too.
What's your workout split like?
Like I try to do I like to train one muscle 2 times per week. Like I try to target that every time.
I would, since you're like a beginner, I would recommend doing like either PPL, you know what that is? Push pull legs, Monday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
Friday.
I do know
That's
that. I
probably your best
actually
bet
actually
when you're
thought of
starting up.
doing yours too. Like you said once, like to look good. Just for to be honest, like I want to look good, and for the sake of looking good, I have only joined gym. Like I don't want to be Arnold or that. You said your upper body should look good. Like the lower body, I know it's important to build that too, but people often, if you just see the females, they do like men's upper body if we compare to lower body, like abs and a build back and chest and all.
Here's the thing though, like any workout will make you aesthetic, right? Any one of these weight training routines, whether you do full body, push pull legs, one muscle group a week, they're all going to make you aesthetic, right? You just got to be consistent. Do you got like any specific questions for me though?
Dang, I gotta say that you do look good, great man. Like the surgery has done work out for you. I still remember you used to wear that cap just after
Oh, you
that
mean
surgery. And you
the
did
hair
launch a
transplant
video.
surgery? Yeah, it's growing back, man. I take the looks maxing stuff seriously, practice what I preach, but it was nice meeting you, bro. I'm gonna see if other people want to come on.
Yeah, sure, man. Like just last advice. How would you rate me on my looks? Be honest, okay? Be honest as fuck. I don't give a like. Be honest.
Can I see the physique?
Like it's not that much. Like its legs are
No, no,
there,
no. Like, Can
somewhat.
you, can you stand up? I want to see like your full body.
Okay, wait,
That's how
wait,
I can
wait,
rate like
wait.
you on a looks level.
Okay, wait,
There
wait.
we go. All right, take your shirt off. Let me see. Okay, you're
Still
very
not that.
lean. Yeah, you're very lean, but that makes sense when you're a beginner first starting out. So yeah, you're good, bro. I'm good. So you're very lean, which makes sense because you don't lift. You're a beginner lifter, but make sure you're getting around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Be consistent in the
It's
gym.
I'm actually
Progressive
consuming more
overload.
than 1 gram. Like it's actually I am consuming more than 1 gram. Like to be honest, I'm following diet as like very good than it should be. Like I'm consuming somewhere around 1.7 grams of protein per kg. Like
But yeah, yeah, your physique. I mean, like I said, you're a beginner. You're pretty skinny.
yeah,
From a looks level, I mean, you should definitely. I think your hair is like a little too grown out. I think you should, yeah, get a haircut, bro. You know what I'm talking about. Get a haircut,
like
trim your hair, because girls don't
yeah,
want this like unhygienic, bushy look, right? You know
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
stereotypes that Indian men face all the time, like unhygienic. The longer
yeah.
hairstyle on Indian men, some Indian guys can pass it off, but for my recommendation, I'd get a haircut ASAP. Get like a low fade. You got kind of like a ovalish face. Get that low fade. Keep hitting the gym. As far as your beard, I mean, I don't recommend getting like a disconnected thing. It's like very patchy on the sides.
Okay, I
What I
know
would
it
do,
can. It has made me hurt, but the beard often don't grow here. I do try to make it
yeah,
correct, but yeah.
shave the mustache, shave the sides, and start from scratch and do minoxidil. All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
man.
my best
Okay, man.
advice. Keep hitting the gym. You're gonna get a lean muscular physique. Just be consistent with your diet. Get a better haircut. I do a low fade due to your face shape. Shave the beard, the facial hair, and start
Like,
minoxidil the
like not
sides.
like
Grow it
you are
back.
telling me not to have that deep fade, right? Like proper deep fade you want to see, like
A low fade. Low fade.
little, little fade, because my hairs are very dense, like more dense than an
Yeah,
average girl here.
you got like a little mop on your head, bro. You gotta cut that shit, man. I'm telling you, especially as an Indian guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
with the negative
yeah.
stereotypes. But anyways, I gotta go, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Sure, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for making this channel. You are helping out people out there, man.
of
Thank you.
course, brother. Peace. All right. If you got any other questions, let me know in the chat. If you want to come on, I dropped the link. Love your school community, worth every penny. Glad you're liking it, Mohid. Glad you're liking it. Got a lot of exclusive content in that school community and continuing to grow it. And it's going to be amazing. I'm still trying to like get smoother with StreamYard. Just got this. Yo, appreciate it, Prince O. Appreciate it, my G. Prince, if you're watching this, how have you been, man? I haven't talked to you in a minute. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. Here for you. Answer them. Good, bro. Hustling, you know what it is. Working on YouTube. You still in DC, or did you end up like going Latin American route? Rest of you guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. If you want to join the stream, I just dropped the link. Do you understand and speak Hindi or no? Okay, so I understand Hindi, but I don't speak it very fluently because it's actually not my first language. My first language is Bengali. I'm really trying to get my Hindi a little bit better because I got a lot of Pakistani friends and Indian friends, and I understand what they're saying, right? But I honestly, when I try and talk to them in Hindi, it comes out so bad that I don't even bother. But no, I understand a bunch of it. I mean, if you were to come on here and speak Hindi, I could understand, I think, a good amount. Well, I don't want to say a good amount. I could understand a little bit, yeah, but I'm not going to speak it back to you. My Hindi is very like elementary school level. But Bengali is my first language. If you didn't know, I'm half Bengali and half Indian. My dad's side is from Kolkata, the Bengali part of India, and then my mom's side is Dhaka, Bangladesh. So half Bengali, half Indian. I can understand a little bit of Hindi, but it's not my first language. Bengali was my first language. Good to see people are joining finally. And just drop the link if you want to join the stream. Nice, man. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, you can only talk about the dating stuff for so long, bro. Like I'm so like even me, I've been doing this for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, something around then. And now every now and then I find myself kind of wondering like yeah, like how, just like trying to think of new topics cuz it's like only so much you could talk about, but yeah, no, I think one day I might transition to like something financial too on like another separate channel or something. Now Bitcoin's interesting, man. I mean, I was never into it, but I should have bought it years ago. Have you ever been to Canada? Would you visit? I'm from Canada. Yeah, I've been to Canada a bunch of times. I don't like, well, I've driven there. The border people like stopped me for some reason. They thought like, I don't know why. The border people are just assholes in Canada. They like looked at my passport. They like told me to like get out. They like searched my car and then they like let me go. It was so weird, man. But yeah, I've been to Canada. I don't know anyone right now personally who's in Canada, but maybe, I mean, yeah, maybe in the future. Yeah, you guys are quiet. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. There's only like a couple of people watching, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys a good story yesterday. So yesterday I was out getting some coffee at like Starbucks, right? It was in the afternoon. I see like a very cute blonde girl like kind of walk in my direction. So, me being me, right? I go tell her she's cute, walk up, spit a little bit of that game, that cold approach game, right? She's chill as hell. She's like in real estate. We're vibing. I get her number, and I shit you not, like, man, after I get her number, she tells me that, she's down to hang out. But then she's like, at the very end, she's like, by the way, I'm married and I have kids. And I'm sitting there like, holy shit. Like, damn, that is insane. I mean, RP, man, you got to be red pill aware. If you're not today, it's, yeah, you just don't know with a lot of these women, man. You got to be very careful vetting. But it's still, some of this RP stuff is so mind blowing to me. Like, this is a girl, keep in mind, that had kids, husband. Then you got a dude who's in good shape, comes up to her, spits some game. She gives the number, down to hang out. And at the very end, she's like, oh, by the way, it might get a little complicated and hard for us to meet up because I do have kids and I do have a husband. I'm like, what the hell? But nah, I mean, I'm not saying you got to go down the red pill rabbit hole, but you got to be RP aware for sure. Yeah, you just never know sometimes, man. Got to be RP aware at least a little bit. You ever been I just answered that question. Rank by race interest level for Indian men. That's a good question. I mean, honestly, what I know is for like South Asian men at least. Well, okay, I'll say for like the subcontinent, just because like South Asians, when they try to like mimic Bollywood and they go for like attractive people, it's always the South Asians that have like lighter skin, obviously in good shape, right? But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough for sure because there's a lot of other regions in India, right? Like darker skinned in the South. But then when it's like attraction level on some of these dating apps, and I've talked to girls on these Indian dating apps, and I had a girl actually the other day that I was talking to on this app. She was like, yeah, you're like one of the few people on this app that doesn't look like a goblin. And I'm like your fair skin tone. I'm like, holy shit. So no, it is, Indians within themselves, South Asians within themselves. It's like, it's funny because they're always like competing against each other, talking shit about each other, like the different race, like regions, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. But it's funny because like to the outsiders, it shouldn't be like that because at the end of the day, we're all brown, right? It's like, why are we all like fighting with each other? Like every single European person, they don't care if we're from like Pakistan or Bangladesh. At the end of the day, we're brown. You know what I mean? We all share the same like ancestral roots. But usually when it comes to attraction level, I mean, usually you could see it in the industry and like Bollywood, they hire actors with like fairer skin. So yeah, it's pretty wild out there. But so ranked by race interest level for Indian men. Did that answer your question? Or are you talking about like within the Indians themselves? Oh, here you go. What about Hassan Minhaj and the guy from Marvel's Internals? Yeah, I mean, anybody at the end of the day, you know how it is, man. Like if they got clout, they got clout. Like that's the one thing that could overcome pretty much anything. It's wild. Like, yeah, I don't even know. It's like you could be like an ugly dude and have tons of clout and have a successful dating life, right? It's like the clout is the one thing that could overcome so many things. But okay, objectively, if we were looking at Hassan Minhaj, right? I mean, I don't even remember how he looks like, but I mean, I think I might pull up how this dude looks like. No, I appreciate it, bro. I think I got to figure out my timings better for like when my audience tends to be online more. And I think it's the fact that I'm a smaller YouTube channel too. But last time I had at least like 9 or 10 around this time. So I don't know. Maybe I just didn't like advertise it very well. See Hassan Minhaj. Let's see how this person looks like. Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure he slays, man. He's an attractive dude. Oh, 100%. Yeah. But I think he's like half Pakistani, right? Something like that. He definitely not full Pakistani. He doesn't look anything like he's full Pakistani. He definitely got that like what British European blood in him for sure. Yeah, I'm dropping the StreamYard link if anyone's trying to join. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to looks maxing, you got to find kind of like somebody who's, somewhat famous, kind of has your archetype a little bit. Try and model it. your looks towards them a little bit. I mean, I'll say this, man, Mo, if you're trying to look like Zayn Malik, I'd definitely consider the contacts and, well, based off your profile picture, growing your hair out a little bit longer, getting some contacts. I don't know what your physique or anything looks like, but yeah, at the same time, whenever people are these mixed hybrids, not even just South Asian, but any single race, when usually people who are mixed just tend to be more attractive in general. Got my boy King Dia. Keep up the good work, bro. When are these calls usually? We'll be busy today. All right, so they are Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Thursday, 6:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. As of now, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really got to see like what time most people are online, because today I got in here at 6:30 and I was literally like staring at the camera for 15-20 minutes. It was just so awkward, man. But yeah, I mean, really depends what time most of my audience is available. But right now, as of now, it's 6:30 p.m. Thursdays, U.S. Eastern Time. But yeah, today I got in. I was just literally just talking to myself for like 15-20 minutes, just on pause, not saying anything. But it is what it is. I mean, hey, when you got to start somewhere, right? If you have a YouTube channel that doesn't really live stream, people are going to be like, what the hell? Where's this coming from? So, I mean, I understand. It is what it is. I know who you are, man. I didn't know if you wanted me to say your name. You're my one of my clients. I don't know if you wanted me to say your name, give your like little username ID, but yeah, I know who you are, bro. I hope you're doing well. I hope your job is going well. Last time I talked to you, you said you had like a new job or something like that, but I hope, you're making money again and you're becoming more financially stable. All right, here we go. Any tips to balance your time with dating/working? Yeah, actually. I'm gonna put you guys on some game here. You can definitely balance both. You literally just need to live your life off Google Calendar. Literally chart every single time block of your day on Google Calendar, and I guarantee you will find the time to balance both dating and working. Like, I literally live my entire life with Google Calendar, bro. Like, not a single slot, not a single, day goes by where I like don't look at this thing. Like, I literally chart out everything, right? Every single day is on this calendar, But absolutely, you could balance your time with dating and working. Use Google Calendar, track every hour, each time block of each day, and you could definitely balance it. I don't know your specific work schedule. I mean, I guess that would help a little bit, but yeah, use Google Calendar, man. You could definitely balance it. Now, if you're really on that, that grind, things are getting busy, everybody can go on at least one date a week, So, but yeah, my best advice is don't do this crazy monk mode shit that a lot of these like self-improvement guys try to preach. Going on monk mode for 5 months, 6 months at a time, it's like you're going to be socially autistic. You're going to be like, first girl you talk to, you're going to like stutter, you're going to be just zoned out, right? You shouldn't be out of the game for that long. You should balance your dating life alongside self-improvement and working and making money. In fact, dating is part of your self-improvement journey. So, not to get too off topic, but use Google Calendar. Let's see. I'm going to drop the link again if anybody wants to join. Zane, link is in the chat, by the way, if you want to join the stream live. Zane somewhat looks more Irish because his mom is one, which makes him different than the rest of us. Yeah, man. I mean, when I saw that guy, I knew something was up. I knew he wasn't like full-blown Indian. or Pakistani at least, right? He had to have been like some type of mix. So respect to you for staying consistent despite the dips in viewers, building it brick by brick. Yes, sir. It's how YouTube works, man. It's kind of a snowball effect. It's just you just keep uploading videos and then slowly it just is gonna go up. But I think I was talking about this last time too. The reason that I don't have as many subscribers for as long as I've done YouTube for the past year and a half is because I'm so like super niche down to like one specific topic and one specific target demographic. It's a lot harder to grow. But then you could make the counter argument that there's so, the South Asian population is so big around the world that I should be on par with a lot of these other guys. But again, it's only been a year and a half of consistently posting. So it'll get better over time. But we'll see what happens by the end of this year. How many dates would you say you go on at your level? How long did it take to build that? All right, so I don't have a degenerate dating life by any means. I don't go out to clubs and bars anymore. I don't do the degenerate night game shit that people did that, I used to do in my college years, early 20s. Now I filter my dates like very heavily. I go with girls that are like very healthy, active, holistic lifestyle. My dates, I still have the classy dates where it's like rooftop lounges, right? But even then, I don't drink. The girls don't mind, right, that I take on dates. They don't mind that I don't drink. But if I'm going for a classy date, I go for like a rooftop lounge. If it's like, I got a shit ton of stuff to do at night, I'll try planning my dates around the afternoon, coffee and a walk around the city. I really like doing gym dates these days. It's kind of funny. Gym dates, getting a workout in with a girl. It's not a good romantic setting by any means, but for a first or second date though, I think those are pretty fun, especially afterwards. You guys can grab some food or something, go for a walk, maybe get some cardio in, if you know what I mean. But yeah, to answer your question though, how many dates would you say you go on at your level? How long did it take to? So, okay, if I hop on like a dating app, I would easily get at least 2 or 3 dates a week. Usually from cold approach, I'm always consistently cold approaching at least like 7 or 8 girls every single week. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's down. But I don't go gaming, right? If I were to do cold approach, nowadays it's more so when I go about my routine, I go to the grocery store, I grab like a cup of coffee, I'm on my walk to like the gym or, walking somewhere, right? If I go to like the library bookstore, right? If I see like a cute girl, I'll go talk to her. It's not like I'm not out there gaming like these cringy like pickup guys for like hours at a time. But yeah, if I'm going hard on my dating life, I could get at least 4 or 5 dates a week, from apps alone, easily 3 a week, 4 a week, right? So, but yeah, I mean, if I'm just taking it chill, I like to go on, just 1 or 2 dates a week. But if I'm like going all out, I could probably get at least 5 to 6 dates per week, almost at 1 every single day of the week if I'm really going at it. But hope that answered your question. Definitely not corn star dating life, I'll tell you that. It's crazy. I know some American-born Indian kids who went back to India and married a FOB girl and then got a divorce. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, female nature is female nature. Doesn't matter if they're FOB, doesn't matter if they're born in America, doesn't matter if they're born in India, wherever. Female nature is always going to be female nature, You got to really prove your value as a man. What's your thoughts on guys like First Man and Hamza? I would like First Man and not. No, I really respect both of those guys, man. I mean, I love both of those guys. I think they're You know, I mean, I don't personally know them, but it would be cool to meet them one day. Yeah, I love their content. I think they hit the nail on the head when it comes to self improvement. I think when it comes to self improvement, Hamza established himself as the GOAT of that self improvement niche. I know a lot of people don't think so, but I mean, his track record, I mean, it speaks for himself. You know, over 2 million subscribers. I mean, he literally dominated the entire self improvement niche as a brown guy, by the way, which goes on to the next point, man. Like, you think, you know, oh, you're brown, you have flaws. I mean, look at Hamza, bro. I mean, he completely took over the entire self improvement space as a brown guy. So, for those of you guys trying to work on your dating life and improve and stuff, man, don't use brown as an excuse. I mean, there's so many examples, Hamza being one of them, you know, king of self improvement space on YouTube as a brown guy, you know. So, no, props to those guys. Discipline, work hard. No, I have a lot of respect for both of those guys. What's your take on that typical Indian accent, which often has been made fun of with that shaking head? I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to, you know, do, right? If people, well, I guess I should ask like where in the world you are right now, because if you're like in India, South Asia, I guess people don't really notice it. If you're somebody who's in like in America, then yeah, it'll be, you know, noticed. But if you're adapting to American culture, try maybe take some accent reduction classes. Honestly, shaking head. I mean, I can't relate to that because I'm like Indian American, but you know, try and stop shaking your head. I don't know. uh, do you ever deal with objections about race when you approach white/other race girls? So, from the history of me cold approaching girls during the daytime, not during like nighttime degenerate environments, I've never had a girl be like, ew, you're Indian, like ever, or be like, ew, you're brown. So, no, I never had like a race objection, at least like spat right in front of me. So, yeah, throughout college, bro, like, I mean, college, I was in a fraternity and that was all social circle. I mean, the only reason that I had a chance with any chicks in college was because I was in a fraternity in college, and that really brought about like, you know, the it displaced me in environments like socials, fraternities would throw socials, and then all the sorority girls would like come over. So being in like a social group like that, kind of having that status of being in a fraternity in college, I guess I don't want to say it helped me, but it gave me like more exposure to girls. I still, in terms of like the actual game and talking to girls and building more confidence and self improvement, all of that happened more like mid, late 20s for me as I slowly started getting better and better. But in terms of like getting exposure to more women, college helped me because I was in a fraternity. Back then, I wasn't really on self improvement. I didn't have the best social skills in the world. I didn't even go to the gym really back then. But in terms of getting exposed to like more women, yeah, the fraternity definitely gives you exposure. Even nowadays with social circle game, I mean, I'd rather go to like a buddy who throws like a parties like event than go to like a club. So social circle game is pretty like, you know, underrated, I'd say. And for those of you guys that, you know, for whatever reason, you got like low testosterone, you're still being a bitch about approaching girls, cold approaching. If you know, joining one of these social like clubs, like salsa class, um, running club, book clubs, improv classes, those are all great places where you're like forced to talk to women, right? So hey, I mean, if you know, if you're still being a bitch and can't do cold approach, consider joining like a running club, a book club, a salsa class. There's all environments where women literally, like, it's a social environment. You're kind of forced to talk to women there. And comments are coming in now. Maybe 7 p.m. should be like my go-to time for doing this. Let's see. By the way, I dropped a link in the chat if you want to join the stream live. It'd be easier for me to talk to you guys if you want to join live. All right, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back in like a minute to answer these questions. Tired. All right. Oh my God, it would be helpful if you could expand on how to approach girls in different environments, grocery store, gym, etc. Yo, Mohit, you're in the South Asian Warriors school, bro. I posted a bunch of infield today in literally a bunch of those environments that you just mentioned, man. And I'm about to post more videos on that in the school community too. I'm almost finished the cold approach module, but in terms of like grocery store is easy. Literally go about your day doing groceries. You see a cute girl in the aisle, right? You would go up to her, be like, you could make something up too. So if you see a cute girl in like one of the aisles, I would honestly go up and be like, hey, I was about to go grab some bananas from the other aisle, but I just noticed you. I thought you were cute. I wanted to say hi real quick. That's a really easy one in a grocery store. Make sure though, when you do these grocery store approaches, you have like a shopping cart and like or at least a basket. So you don't come off as one of these dudes who's just like walking around the grocery store like some pickup artist trying to pick up women. Like I said earlier, you got to do these things like at least like when you've conquered the approach anxiety and you're like more proficient. The whole gaming stuff and walking around malls and stuff, walking around for like hours gaming, that goes away. You know, you got to approach girls while you're like running errands throughout the day. So hopefully, you know, if you're actually need to go grocery shopping, right? Next time you go grocery shopping and you see a girl like in an aisle, you know, walk into the same aisle that she's in, be like, you know, you can make something up even. You'd be like, hey, I was about to grab some protein powder from the other aisle, or I'm about to go grab some ground beef from the other aisle, but I just noticed you. I thought you were cute. I wanted to say hi. That's usually my go-to for a grocery store. And if you see the infield that I posted in South Asian Warriors, by the way, I have the exact line. You see the whole infield breakdown of that. I posted one today too of a grocery store approach. So yeah, speaking of South Asian Warriors, that's my school community. If you guys are interested in joining a school community designed to help South Asian men level up their dating life, check out the link in the description. And I also posted it just now in the chat. If you want to join South Asian Warriors School, helping South Asian men level up their dating life. That's my school community. Check it out. Link in the chat and link in the description. Oh, yeah, gym approach. Okay, so this is how I do like a gym approach. Usually, like, you don't want to shit where you eat too much at least, but in general, you don't want to. There's a couple no-nos to this. If the girl is, you know, working out like during the middle of her set, maybe she's doing like bicep curls or hip thrusts or some shit like that. You don't want to approach then, like while she's in the middle of her set working out. But, you know, if you see her resting on her phone, right, you know, just chilling, yeah, you could go ahead. You could go up to her and be like, hey, I noticed that we work out around the same time. I've seen you around here a bunch of times working out the same time that I work out. I just wanted to say what's up, you know, something like that. Usually I ask them, it could be even as simple as, hey, how's your workout going? Like when she's, you know, on her phone, you know, when she's like not in the middle of her workout. But one of the lines that I found for like a gym approach that works really well is when I see like a cute girl at the gym, you know, number one, make sure she's not in the middle of her workout set, right? Working out. But, you know, if she's like on her phone in between sets, resting, you know, I would go up and just be like, hey, I've noticed you working out a bunch of times around the same time that I've worked out. I just wanted to say, what's up? My name's, and then introduce yourself and start the convo from there. So there's a couple of strategic ways to do it, but I wouldn't abuse the gym overall. You never want to get kicked out of the gym and you don't want to, shit where you eat, right? But I think every once in a while, a gym is a solid place every once in a while. Yeah, I think I just answered your question, man. Honestly, like I said, right? Make sure be authentic. If you've seen this girl a couple times, at the gym around the same time that you've been working out, during, when she's resting between like her workout sets, that's perfectly normal time to go up to her and be like, "Hey, I've noticed we both work out around the same time. I just wanted to introduce myself," right? So there's no like specific number, but I'd say if you've actually seen this girl like working out around the same time that you've been working out, you've seen her at least a couple times, I think that's a great like authentic opener. And you guys are coming in with the questions now. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm doing some technical shit. Hold on. All right. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Rich Cooper? He says we should maximize look, study, status, money, and game. Yeah, I mean, he's right. That's all about increasing your sexual market value. I'm not, I'm like pretty red pill aware, but I'm not like extreme red pill guy. I'm not red pill to the point where, the red pillars are all like against marriage and they go really deep into that rabbit hole. But I always think every man should be at least somewhat red pill aware. But in terms of the SMV stuff, look, status, money, and game, absolutely. I mean, that's common sense at this point, man. If you're not maximizing that stuff, you're not going to the gym, you're not working on your social skills, you don't got a job. You got to work on all of that stuff, man. It's 2025. Dating market's just getting more and more competitive. Girls' standards are rising, hypergamy. Always got to maximize looks, status, money, game, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm not trying to shit back and forth on content creators. I mean, bro, at the end of the day, like everybody kind of repeats the same message. You know what I mean? So I'm against nighttime environments because as a 30-year-old guy, there's like I want people to attract actual high quality women. I'm telling majority of women that go out to these nighttime environments are degenerate. They're drunk as hell. They're probably going to wake up the next day either next to some random dude. They don't have a healthy lifestyle, I like to really mix in like self-improvement into like my dating advice. And for young men, I don't think it's constructive for them to be chasing women at the club till like 3 a.m. in the morning, trying to hook up with some random, I'll say it, trying to hook up with some random slut who knows how many dudes she's gone through, right? So those are basically the reasons. They're just degenerate, toxic environments, right? Meet girls during the day, daytime cold approach. I think dating apps are fine too, as long as you have the correct filter set for what you're looking for in them. I always preach to use both social circle dating apps and daytime cold approach. Nighttime environments is just too like degenerate. It's loud, even obnoxious. You can't hear women. You got to be screaming at the top of your lungs, yelling. There's just so many bad things. It's just not the best place. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're in that kind of degenerate phase in your life and you're into hookup culture, then yeah, night game all you want. But my main goal is to help you guys attract actual like quality women who aren't, out there, let's just say bar hoeing it out every Friday or Saturday night. So life setup is key, man. Look at my life setup, bro. I got my own place, make pretty good money. I have a pretty solid dating life. You should always optimize for maximum life setup, And that happens over time, Life setup isn't just it's not like you just, snap your fingers and you got your own like, penthouse apartment and you're like in a high rise in the city with like a rotation, right? So it takes time for sure, but be disciplined. Don't fall off the path. All that self-improvement advice will lead you to a solid life setup. I do accept female nature is female nature, no matter where they are from, but all of them want one thing, that's common height. Like I'm 180 centimeters. Do you think in US or in West it's like enough to date? Yeah, you got to stop obsessing with things you can't control, man. Like at the end of the day, your height's your height. You can't control that. But what you can do is, get shredded, make more money, work on your social skills, work on your fashion, your grooming, your skincare, everything else that you actually can control. And I guarantee you, if you've maximized all of those, you'll have a solid dating life, even if you aren't, the tallest guy in the world. 180 centimeters. I'm curious what that is in feet and inches. Let me look it up. 180 centimeters in feet. Bro, 180 centimeters is like 5'10". That's plenty of height, bro. What are you talking about? 5'10"? Are you kidding me? You could literally round that to 6 foot on a dating app. Like half the girls wouldn't even know. I thought like you may have been like super. No, dude. That's plenty enough, bro. That's plenty good enough. That's the link to join the stream if you want to join the stream. Okay, I posted the link again if you want to join the stream. It's in the chat. How do you convert social circle to dates though? Okay, so here's the thing, right? There's like two kinds of social circle. There's like club circle, social circle, and then there's like the social circle with your friends. You don't want to like make this too complicated, bro. All you do, just keep hanging out in those social circles. And within those social circles, people tend to get close to each other. People, vibe more. You exchange numbers with people in those social circles, right? You exchange numbers with girls in those social circles. And on your, spare time when you're not hanging out with, the whole group in the social circle, you could honestly just individually just text one of the girls that you've met, whose number you've gotten, and just ask her out, bro. It's awkward to like go to these social circles, these events and gatherings, and just ask out women right there and then, or even ask your friend, yo, bro, can you hook me up with, Nancy or Molly? No, what you do is you're in a social circle, you be friendly, you make friends with everybody in there, right? Doesn't matter if they're a guy or a girl, whatnot. Then, you keep going to these social events. After a couple times, afterwards, one day when you're not, with the social circle on your spare time, you've probably gotten a bunch of numbers at that point, right? From, at least a couple of women probably from that social circle. You honestly just hit one of them up, ask her out, see what she says. So that's at least how I do it. It's not good to just go to the social circle directly and start hitting on the girls and just asking them out right then and there. And I definitely wouldn't just ask your friend like, yo, can you hook me up? Because at the end of the day, if you ask a friend that, he's probably going to go to the girl, be like, hey, so-and-so is really interested in you. Like, we're men, you know, it's 2025. You have two balls, you have testosterone, you're a masculine man. Honestly, just grow a pair and ask her out when you're not with the social circle, you know? So and you could do that through text at some point when you're not hanging out with them. So, school community, stream, if you want to join. If you're dealt with gold, nah. I mean, one time when I went to like, I think it was like Miami for a friend's bachelor party. We were standing outside a club, and there were like a bunch of like women, but I could tell like something was up with them, right? Because they were being like overly flirty with like guys who were like, let's just say not so good looking. I could tell those women were most likely in that gold digger range, but no, I don't even, never ever entertained the thought, never dealt with any of them. And honestly, it's just sad as a man if you even entertain the thought of going down that route, bro. Improve your life the best you can. Stay off the streets. Especially, that's another reason why, night game is so like degenerate. Because a lot of prime like night game, nighttime, that's where a lot of these gold diggers also come out, So yeah, no. Don't be a degenerate, bro. No gold diggers. If you don't mind me asking, did you study in college? What do you do, and how did you land the job? Yeah, so I was a STEM major in college. I actually studied bioinformatics, and then I got a job as like a biostatistician at a healthcare firm. I landed the job from LinkedIn. I think it actually was on Indeed or one of those two. But yeah, I've always been a little bit kind of a nerd too. But honestly, YouTube's become more of my passion nowadays. I don't think anybody from my job watches my YouTube channel. But yeah, I studied bioinformatics in college. I got my master's in biostatistics. And then I got a job at a healthcare company as a biostatistician. And I landed the job through, it was either Indeed or LinkedIn. And yeah, I work that job still today, but every time I'm not at that job, I'm working on YouTube stuff. So money's never been an issue for me. I'm just trying to get, the entrepreneur stuff really going at this point in my life. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll see what happens by the end of this year, man. So it's cool. It's cool having two income streams, though. I'll say that. Technically, multiple income streams. But yeah. Honestly, you got to do what's best for yourself, man. I mean, I wouldn't just follow your parents unless, like, if your parents are forcing you to marry an Indian girl and you don't want to. At the end of the day, it's your life. But I will say there is a lot more unpredictability when it comes to settling down with girls, outside of your race, right? It's a more, cultural compatibility thing versus dating girls outside of your race. So, yeah. Up to you, right? At the end of the day, what are you looking for? Are you looking for, do you really care that the girl's not, in your race? Is it a deal breaker? Do you want the next generation, like your kids, to, carry on your cultural tradition, speak your language? It's really up to you, man. Good shit, bro. I don't know who do it. I don't know who do interviews with those random ass girls out there and ask what's the minimum height you would go for. And immediately those ladies say 6 foot and 3 inches minimum. Yeah, so there's two things to this, man. I mean, most of them don't actually understand how tall 6 foot actually is. 6 foot's pretty tall. As a guy who's 6 foot myself, I in most places, especially if I'm wearing like boots, I'm taller than like most of the people when I'm walking. So I don't think girls really understand how tall 6 foot actually is. I think a lot of them is just they find the number six like appealing, so they just go for heights that are six and above. But I have friends who are like 5'9" dating girls who are like 5'5", and they've straight up told these girls that they're like 5'11". So girls really don't know shit about height, right? So yeah, you can't trust all the stuff that they're saying on these interviews. And let's be honest, for these interviews, like girls are looking for a viral reaction. They're gonna say whatever. Most of them are probably, I guess, bar drunk off of a bunch of drinks coming out from nightlife at nighttime. They're drunk, they'll say whatever. So there's so many factors there. Now, this is a good question. Eye contact was something that I used to struggle with a lot, especially because I always thought it was awkward to like stare into somebody's eyes for too long. But what I usually do is I would stare, maintain eye contact for 8-9 seconds, look away for like 2 seconds, then look back. It's a little bit better than just staring at somebody like this, for like 30-20 seconds, right? So usually like 9-10 seconds, good eye contact, then maybe look around for a couple seconds, then shift your eyes back. That's better than just staring. But yeah, when it comes to girls though, yeah, if you're doing like cold approaches, you want to be maintaining pretty good eye contact. I'm American born Indian kid who couldn't get a date to the prom. My high school was predominantly white. Do you think my race secretly prevented me from getting a prom date? Um, I mean, it could be a number of factors. I don't think you really got to see, all the other stuff. Like, how do you present yourself? How's your social skills like? How's your physique like? How's your hygiene, grooming? All of that contributes as well. I don't think you can just blame your race for the reason, right? I'll tell you this, man. In high school for me, I got rejected to my prom a bunch of times, like 3 or 4 times actually. It was actually pretty bad junior year and senior year. I didn't get anything. High school was rough as hell for me, man. So don't feel bad if you're a younger guy. Just keep on the path of self-improvement, going to the gym, dressing good, skincare, being disciplined. Don't do drugs, don't drink, right? Over time, if you're just on that straightforward path, right, naturally, you're just going to get better and better looking over time. So don't worry. If you're on that journey of self improvement, man, your time's coming. But I don't know I wouldn't say it was necessarily your race that prevented you, even if your high school was predominantly white. So I always have an argument with my family about why dal is an sufficient source of protein. Sometimes they don't listen. Yeah, you can't. What's the phrase I'm looking for? You can't lead the blind. Or no, that's not the. Let bygones be bygones. Something like that. Yeah, Indian parents, they're just not rational, bro. It's no point arguing back and forth with them. You know the bro science, you know the knowledge, you know what's actually nutritional, good protein content versus what's not. So, yeah, bro. I mean, you know the facts, they don't. It's your journey, not theirs. Follow the right path. You know what gets you that good source of protein. Dude, I mean, it was doctor, engineer. I mean, those are like my two career paths for the longest time, bro. And I tried doing engineering in college. I like barely passed Calc 2. I got to like Calc 3 and I wanted to like bang my head against the freaking textbook because I just fucking hated that shit. Like, So that's when I was like, no, I'm not going to be an engineer. I just can't do like math like that. I was good at some math, but then when it got to like the weird stuff in Calc 3 with like the z-axis, it was too much. Medicine, I wasn't the best student. That would have probably been, well, I don't know, that would have been a pretty difficult route too, but I just slacked off too much in college at the same time, right? There's so many distractions. So yeah, I didn't end up pursuing either of those. But if your passion actually is to be a doctor and engineer, man, I'm all for that, bro. If you actually have that passion to help people through, engineering, lawyer, doctor, you actually enjoy it, then hey, man, go follow your dreams. Besides saving enough money, what is your best advice for guys moving out of their parents' place into their own? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, rent is not cheap these days. Neither is mortgage. So you really, I mean, I think up until the age of like 25, 26, I think it's fine to live at home and focus on, saving that money and working on your career and starting a business, a side hustle, right? Getting as many income streams as possible. But make sure if you do move out, my best advice is make sure you have a solid income stream that can support the rent. You don't want to, just get broke, not even be able to live like paycheck to paycheck because of rent, right? So make sure you're financially set. I mean, honestly, you kind of said it yourself. It really is all up to your money situation when it comes to moving out of your parents' place, because there's a lot of things also, food costs, transportation. Do you have a car? Do you not have a car? Right? Condo insurance, apartment insurance, right? All on top of, that base rent cost too, right? Maybe moving in with a roommate to start could help. I don't recommend that if you're working on your dating life. No girl wants to come to your place and see like another dude chilling on the couch playing video games, right? So really the best advice is to make sure you have a good financial backbone, honestly. No, I was a loser in high school, man. I mean, I'm pretty open about it. In high school, I didn't get anything. I mean, I think I told you guys a story though when I went to this summer camp. I think I said it on like another stream or something, but there was a summer camp. I met this girl at a summer camp that was like nobody from my high school was there. It was a summer camp from all these like other high schools around America would come to this like location for this summer camp. That was actually interesting. Let's just say I had a little bit of fun in that summer camp. It was a nighttime sleepover summer camp. Met a girl, and let's just say I was 17. It was the summer going into my senior year of high school. That summer camp gave me, let's just say, my first dose of experience, if you know what I'm saying. But other than that summer camp where nobody from my high school was around, in my actual high school itself, I was pretty much a loser. Didn't go to any prom or anything like that. Didn't have much status at all in high school. I mean, high school was pretty rough. But it is what it is, because when you look back at that stuff, like I don't even think about that stuff. It's such a blur to me. Sometimes I look back at that life and I like kind of laugh at it because it does get better. The whole saying that people peak in high school, I mean, it's so true though. Like some people who do peak in high school, right? The whole, oh, you peaked in high school, so you're going to do worse later on in life. I mean, it's honestly kind of true. I sometimes look back at some of the kids, on like Facebook that I went to high school in that like really peaked. And now I see them at like age 30, kids running around, they're skinny, fat, overweight. They really let themselves go, where it was like all the underdogs who, weren't popular in high school, who didn't have much going for them. All of them, the late bloomers, they're the ones that are thriving, in their mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s. So yeah, if you don't peak in high school, it gets better as long as you're putting in the work consistently year after year after that. I mean, it's just an ancient stereotype. I mean, I don't really know why they're so obsessed with that career passion, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I believe it. It's an Indian guy out there. What's the ethnicity other than Indian you found most compatible with? Some kind of similarities like Latin, white, black, East Asians, Korean, Japan, Chinese. It's interesting. I never really dated like the East Asians, like Korean, Japanese, Chinese. Didn't really find much compatibility with them. Um, on Hinge, I tend to get a lot of black women match with me. I'd say black girls are probably the next compatibility wise. But like for me personally, I just I don't know. I guess not really. It's really always been Indian girls that I guess is what I'm trying to say that have given me the most attention. Um, Indian girls have always given me the most attention. Most choosing signals wherever I go. Even here in America, if I go, out somewhere and I run into Indian girls, I'm always getting those, those eyes, right? Those what's the word? Choosing signals. Even before I got like my hair surgery, I was even getting choosing signals because of like body game. But yeah, it's really Indian girls, South Asian girls, they've always just given me the most attention. In terms of compatibility, I like Indian girls a lot. I've dated a lot of white girls too. I'm sure you guys have seen from my I guess receipts and infields, and those of you guys in my South Asian Warrior School. Um, I have some juicy receipts in there. But the problem with white girls is their lifestyle is a little bit too hectic for me, especially nowadays at age 30, right? And I say this on my videos. They're all into like the whole brunch and bar crawls and bottomless mimosas and just dopamine and like skiing, snowboarding. Like, I don't really care for any of that stuff. So it's like I live a pretty focused, disciplined lifestyle. And with a lot of white girls, it was always like, wake up. Oh, are we getting brunch today? Oh, where are we going out for dinner? Oh, can we go to this, bar crawl? Can we go to, and I'm speaking from my experiences with like past white girls that I've dated as well as my exes. It was always something, right? It's like a lot of these white girls can't just chill for like a couple weeks. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what ultimately led to a lot of my fallouts dating white women is because I had lived a very especially as I got older, and I started say even like this YouTube channel over the past year and a half to 2 years, I've really just been focused on this. I don't really go out much. Like I said earlier, I don't do nightlife much at all. I think most of that shit's degenerate. Especially even some daytime events like bottomless mimosa and like bar crawl. I just can't relate to that, right? If I'm going to date white girls, it's going to be holistic dates. It's going to be, like walks, outdoor gym. There's this really dope outdoor gym near the area I'm at this park in DC. Usually with like the fitness white girls that I'm pretty into, that I get along with pretty well, that I'm pretty compatible with. I usually take them to that outdoor fitness gym and afterwards we grab a smoothie. That's honestly my first date, man. Low investment, very holistic. In the morning, so this girl is not a degenerate who's out partying the night before. I like to keep my first dates very holistic. If it's not, grabbing a coffee and going for a walk in the park, and if it's not, an evening date like at a rooftop lounge, I really love doing like some type of activity. And I really love dating like the fitness white girls who are just really like into fitness, healthy lifestyle, eat healthy. Always take them to this really dope like outdoor gym near the location where I'm from. We get like a nice workout in, do some calisthenics, then we go and get like a smoothie and stuff. That's like a solid first date idea for me. But I'm a little bit more of that fitness like art type. So, but yeah, no, I know I went a little bit too off topic, but really, other than Indian, I'd say a lot of the fitness oriented white girls and black girls as well, I think give me a lot of choosing signals. So usually, mixture of white and black girls, but Asians, East, like Chinese, Japanese, I don't really date them. So yeah. Is being an RN a good job? I mean, I personally don't think so. Um, at the end of the day, especially like I think for a female, yeah, but like for a man, it's kind of just like you played second fiddle to like doctor, It kind of makes you wonder like why didn't this guy just work a little bit harder and just go to med school? And I know this is kind of messed up, but I know a couple of males who are RNs and they straight up tell me like, yeah, man, I only did this major so I could just hook up with chicks. I was like, all right, bro. All right, buddy, you do that. So what's ironic is that South Asians are dentists and yet they have poor hygiene as well as crooked teeth. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's wild too. You tell me, bro. All right. It's good to see you guys are coming on now. I got in here at like 6:30. I was literally sitting here for like 20 minutes just staring at a blank screen. So if you guys watch this live stream back, I mean, you're going to see me literally just staring at the screen, not saying anything, but I mean, it is what it is. I think 7 p.m. is a better time for you guys. So I might just keep these live streams to 7 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. Surprised not a lot of you guys want to hop on the stream, man. You could get like a quick 5-minute coaching call or just chat it up on dating and self-improvement. Drop the link in the chat to the stream if you want to hop on. So do you ever get an age objection from younger girls? How do you handle it? Honestly, I can't. Not really. I mean, I can't remember the last time a girl's been like, oh, how old are you? Oh, you're too old for me. If anything, I get a lot of attention now from girls who are like, but then again, I have my boundaries, right? My age range, my ideal age range for dating women nowadays is from 23 to like 27. That's like a good age range. 23 to 27, right? They're not in that like party phase of going out all the time like in college. They're like, young, but they're not like too young, but at the same time they're not too old where you get like a lot of these like, divorced single moms have kids, right? So for me, I always have, especially like on dating apps, I have that range set from like 23 to 27. But I've never, even when it comes to like cold approach, I never had a girl straight up be like, oh, you're too old for me, But at the same time, I can pretty much tell like the age ranges. I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell, but you have a good idea if a girl falls between, mid 20s versus early 20s versus 30s, late 20s, stuff like that. But no, I never gotten like that age objection. American culture, Hollywood TV shows and movies brainwashes people into thinking high school is the best years of your life. But I realize it's all yeah, it is all a lie, bro. They brainwashed me at one point too when I was back in like 2008, 2009 when I was like entering high school, right? Maybe it was 2008. I don't remember. But yeah, I thought like high school was going to be like the prime, and everybody like finds themselves in high school. It's all bullshit, man. By the way, if you want to join my school community, South Asian Warriors, click the first link in the description on YouTube. Join the South Asian Warriors school community. If you're interested in joining a dope school community with video modules on all of these topics of dating, click the first link in the description. Join the South Asian Warriors school. You don't. you get out of there as quick as possible, bro. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep going for another. See, I started at 6:40-ish, 7:48. Probably gonna keep the stream running for another like 5 minutes and call it a night. Dropped a link in the chat to South Asian Warriors School if you want to check that out. Also dropped a link to join the stream in the chat if you want to join the stream in these last like 5 minutes. I'm logging out of here in 5 minutes. Thursday night, you guys got any plans tonight? I'm kind of trying to see what age range a lot of you guys are. Any of y'all got any dates coming up this weekend? What you guys up to this weekend, man? I'm curious. All right, here we go. What are certain qualities of a girl you should avoid apart from being a gold digger? Man, I didn't think this would turn into full-blown RP red pill stream, but okay. Obviously, yeah. Girls that are 30 plus tend to have gone through a lot of like relationships. They don't even know what they want. They're so broken at that point that they start overthinking things. I personally, as a 31-year-old, would not date girls that are over the age of 30. I mean, I'll say it. It is what it is. My age range is 23 to 27. I think that's a really good prime age range of women to date. But single moms, another thing. Avoid that. You don't want some random dude hunting you down just because you're like spitting game at, his ex-girl. If she has kids, and it really all goes back to a lot of this RP stuff, man. Yeah, single mom, divorce, kids, 30 plus. Am I missing anything here? This is really where a lot of this RP stuff comes in. If she still has feelings for her ex, still communicates with her ex, doesn't have like a good relationship with her family, that's another big one. I think that pretty much covers a lot of the biggest qualities that, you want to look out for. If a girl displays a lot of those qualities, she's probably not the girl for you. Doesn't respect you, seems very controlling in the relationship, always flaky, doesn't like respect your ideas, doesn't let you talk, always talks over you. There's so many qualities, man. That's what also, people say the reason why dating is hard in 2025 is, the hypergamy factor and women's expectations rising through the roof. But it's also because like there's just so many certain things that could go wrong, especially with the modern day women, right? There's so many qualities. So yeah, all the stuff that I mentioned. Drawbacks of becoming too red-pilled. Well, the drawbacks of becoming too red-pilled is the fact that you start looking at every single girl. And I kind of jumped into this rabbit hole to myself. You start looking at like every single girl in like kind of a toxic, skeptical light. I think that's the biggest thing. And the fact that you just, a lot of red pillars have this notion where it's like sacrifice your entire 20s. And then when you hit, 35, you'll be a multimillionaire and you'll get all the girls, all the bitches will come to you, right? That's not true. You got to work on your dating life simultaneously while you're improving your life. And you can do that as long as you organize your time well. Now, do I think you should necessarily get into like a long-term serious relationship before the age of like 26 or 27? No. But you can casually date. You can go on dates. You can work on your social skills while you're improving your life simultaneously. So the red pill very much emphasizes, being very, skeptical of women, looking down on, a lot of women, just giving a negative spotlight right off the bat. Sacrificing your 20s, grinding, right? There's things to it, and I didn't even mention marriage, right? They're against marriage. I think if you've been with the girl for a couple of years and you've really had the chance to vet her out, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with marriage, but I do understand their point, right? Because of taxes and women having kind of control to all the assets, all the finances that you've built up over the years with your career, whether it be your W-2 job or your business, her taking some of that income, right? So I get that mindset, that framework. But yeah, I mean, there is such a thing as toxic red pillars where it's like the, extreme, kind of like that fresh and fit side. And honestly, I've met some of these, super red pill guys. They're not exactly the most fun, like lighthearted people. Well, they're not exactly the most pleasant people to be around, right? It's always just like something negative, right? Yeah, you should be red pill aware. I mean, I'd consider myself like red pill light to a certain extent, but I'm not like, every single girl that I see, I just look at like a negative light. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are some of the drawbacks of becoming too red pill. Got to break those stereotypes because somewhat studying medicine or engineering does add that stereotype of an Indian. Got a diversity or do some cool stuff like blacks do, rap, white do. Nah, man. I mean, yeah, break the negative stereotypes for sure. The hygiene, grooming, all of that, get into better shape. But if you genuinely love engineering, you have a great career out of it. If you love being a doctor, you follow that passion, bro. There's nothing wrong. In fact, if anything, South Asian men have this advantage when it comes to sexual market value in the finances department. Because of the hard work you put in on academia, you landed a really good job. A lot of South Asian men land very good jobs, in the tech-based field, engineering field, doctors. So that's one quality that South Asian men should very be proud of is growing up, we're always very hard workers, right? Your parents always instilled a disciplined mindset to work hard. So you get, good degree, go to college, graduate, get a good job. And a lot of that, honestly, for me, translated into business too, right? I think me being so consistent with posting the YouTube videos for the past like 2 years, there has never been a single week that's gone by where I haven't posted at least 1 to 2 long form YouTube videos, right? So I think it's really a blessing coming from the South Asian background because a lot of those aspects of discipline really, get ingrained into you. So, well, it depends completely. Do you want to continue your legacy? Do you not care, right? Because kids, I mean, I can't say I don't have any kids, but let's be honest, they're probably a lot of work, right? But, I think most men want to have a kid, right? Want to pass down their legacy, maybe have someone inherit their business one day, spread the knowledge of what they've learned over the years to other people, right? That's big. So, I mean, for me personally, I do want a kid eventually. Hopefully a boy. We'll see what happens, but really up to you. So, all right. I think I'm going to end the stream right here. It was good talking to you guys. Wish more of you guys would come on the actual live stream so I could talk to you in person. But hey, we had one person, so it is what it is. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next week. Peace. Oh, and be sure to check out South Asian Warriors School. Link in the description to join the school community. All right. Peace, guys.